Okay, welcome class. Today we are going to study about transporting plants. Remember, we are dealing with the topic transport in plants and animal, and now we are dealing with the transport in plants. So I'm going to take you through the introduction part, and basically, plants require nutrients, minerals, and water to carry out their physiological processes. So how do plants obtain this water? How do they get this water from the soil? That is what we are going to look at, because animals move about but plants do not move about. So plants have special structures which aid them in getting or obtaining this water. The structures that plants use in absorption of water, they are known as roots, and therefore the roots are very complex, and we are going to study more about the roots. So we are going to look at how plants obtain water from the soil all the way up to the leaves, and also we shall look at how the leaves, after carrying out their function, that is photosynthesis, how the products are transported also to the various parts of the plants. So allow me to welcome the next presenter to take you through the structure of the phloem.
So class, I'm going to take you through the phloem and its functions. At first, we need to understand what's the phloem. The phloem is a type of vascular tissue in plants that transports organic substances such as sugars, amino acids, hormones, and signals throughout the plant. The phloem is composed of several types of cells, each with a specific function and structure. The phloem consists of the following structures: sieve tubes, elements, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and fibers. So class, we are going to look at each structure and its functions. At first, we have the sieve elements. These are the main conducting cells in the phloem. They are elongated cells with perforated ends known as the sieve plates, which allow for the flow of nutrients. The main functions of sieve elements is to transport organic nutrients, primarily sucrose from photosynthetic leaves to other parts of the plant for growth, storage, or for energy. Sieve elements are specialized cells that lack a nucleus and most organelles at maturity. This allows the sieve elements to have more space for the transportation of solutes. Sieve elements are conducted by sieve plates, which are porous regions that allow the movement of substances between adjacent cells. Number 2, we are going to look about the companion cells. Companion cells are closely associated with sieve tube elements and provide metabolic support to them. These companion cells, they help in loading and unloading of substances, maintaining the pressure flow within the sieve tubes and ensuring the efficient transport of sugars and other organic nutrients through plasmodesmata connections. Number 3, we look about the phloem parenchyma cells. The phloem parenchyma cells are specialized plant cells that provide storage for organic nutrients such as sugars and proteins. They also play a major role in lateral transport of nutrients and provide structural support to the phloem tissues. Lastly, we look at the phloem fibers. Phloem fibers are long, slender cells that provide mechanical support to the phloem tissues. They strengthen the phloem and help it withstand the pressure generated during the transport of nutrients. These fibers also contribute to the overall structural integrity of the plants. So those are the main structures found in the phloem. Now we look at the process through which the phloem does its function. The primary function of phloem in plants is to transport organic nutrients, particularly sucrose and amino acids, from the leaves where they are produced through photosynthesis to other parts of the plant such as the roots, fruits, and seeds. The process through which the phloem attains its major goal is majorly known as translocation, and translocation occurs through a pressure flow mechanism. This pressure flow mechanism occurs in 3 stages. At first, we have loading, whereby these materials are loaded in special cells which are to transport them from the leaves to the major point of destination. Number 2, we have transport. This is whereby these materials which have been loaded move through mainly the stem, the roots, or the fruits. Lastly, we have unloading. This is the process through which the solutes or materials which were packaged initially attain their major destination. Next, I'm going to welcome the next presenter who will take us through the process through which these solutes move from the roots and from the front.
Okay, so I'm going to discuss on the next subtopic, which is absorption of water by roots. Water is drawn in the root by cells through a process called osmosis. And as we know from the earlier lessons that we learned at secondary level, osmosis is the movement of water molecules from the region of high concentration from the region of low concentration to the region of high concentration. Due to presence of dissolved substances in the cell sap of root hairs, now the dissolved substances are the highly concentrated substances in the root hairs. The concentration of the cell sap is greater than that of the soil, and concentration of granite therefore exists between the sap in the vacuole of the root hair cell and the soil water. This condition exerts a higher osmotic pressure, thus drawing the water molecules across the cell membrane to the root hair cells. More water drawn into the root hair cell dilutes the cell sap, making it less concentrated than that of the adjacent cortex cell of the root. As we know, the root has many cortex cells which are arranged adjacently. So water moves from the first cell to the next cell, and as it moves from each cell to the other one, it becomes less concentrated. So let's look what it happens when it moves to the adjacent cell. Due to osmotic granted, the water moves from the adjacent cells to the next by osmosis. As I said earlier, osmosis is the movement of water molecules from the region of low concentration to the region of high concentration. By the same process, water passes through the successive cortex cells which are arranged adjacently until it enters the xylem vessel located in the center of the root. The xylem vessels of the roots then conduct the water up to the xylem vessels of the stem. Let's go slowly, don't be confused. We started from the xylem of the root, then now we are at the xylem of the stem, and into the xylem vessels of the leaves. So it's from roots xylem, stem xylem, and to the leaves xylem vessels. The water continues moving until it is released to the atmosphere by transpiration. This process continues, hence facilitating continuous flow of water from the roots to the leaves, a condition known as transpiration stream. Next, now, as we know, there is transpiration of water, that is transpiration process. Now as water is absorbed from the soil, now transpiration occurs. The loss of water by evaporation from the leaves of plants, that is transpiration, is an inevitable accompaniment of the photosynthetic absorption of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Water is absorbed from the soil by the roots to make good this transpirational loss. There is thus a flow of water through the plant to the soil to the atmosphere. This is called transpiration stream and is focus attention on the part of this stream, namely the flow of water from the soil into and through the roots. The process is as follows. Most plants secure the water and minerals they need from their roots. Water moves from the soil to the roots, stems, and ultimately the leaves where transpiration occurs. The roots absorb enough water to compensate the water lost to the atmosphere by transpiration. Rapid absorption is aided by root hairs, which extended to epidermal cells, increasing surface area. Roots draw water from the soil because they have lower water potential than the soil. Much of this difference in water potential is an indirect result of transpiration, but roots can also result into difference in water potential by decreasing the solid potential. So this was a summary of water uptake from the roots to the leaves and then loss by process called transpiration. So I'm going to welcome the next presenter to take us through the next subtopic.
The next part we are going to handle is about role of leaves in transport, and the first role is transpiration. Leaves help facilitate transpiration, and we find that transpiration can be defined as the process by which water is lost from the plants through small openings called stomata. The loss of water creates a pressure gradient that pulls water and dissolved minerals up from the roots through the plant's vascular system. Previously, we've learned about the phloem and we've learned about the structure and what aids in transport. The second point is photosynthesis. We find that leaves play a vital role in photosynthesis. We find that leaves are the primary sites for photosynthesis, where they use sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water into sugar and oxygen. The product of photosynthesis are transported to other parts of the plant for storage and energy. Another important role is nutrient transport. We found that leaves aids in transport of nutrients such as sugars and other organic compounds from where they are produced during photosynthesis to other parts of the plants where they are needed for growth and energy. We find that these nutrients are produced during photosynthesis process so that they can aid in the growth and proper functioning of the plant as food is being manufactured. Another important role is gas exchange. We find that leaves are important organs that aids in gaseous exchange in plants. Leaves facilitate the exchange of gases, allowing the plants to acquire carbon dioxide needed for photosynthesis and release oxygen produced during the process. So we find that carbon dioxide is important for photosynthesis, and the byproduct released after the process has occurred is oxygen. Oxygen is needed by animals during gaseous exchange as an important product during the process. Another vital role is regulation of water and gas exchange. We find that through the stomata, leaves can control the rate of transpiration and gaseous exchange, helping the plant to conserve water during dry conditions and prevent excessive water loss. We find that this role is important for plants that are in arid and semi-arid areas because they can conserve water that is present to use during drier conditions. That is the end of the role of leaves in transport. I'll welcome the next presenter.
Okay. The role of the stem in transport. The stem in plant plays a vital role in transport, specifically by facilitating the movement of various substances within the plant. Transport in plant takes place through the vascular tissues, which is made up of the xylem and the phloem. The xylem is made up of vessels and tracheids, which produce a pipeline for water movement and is made up of dead cells. The phloem is made up of sieve tubes that have live cells, which form a system of tubes that can transport these substances from their sources to their sinks. The major functions of the stem include the following: transport of water and minerals. The stem contains xylem, a vascular tissue that transports water and minerals absorbed by the roots from the soil to other parts of the plant through the process of transpiration. This process helps to maintain the plant hydration and provides essential nutrients for growth. The stem xylem vessels transport water and minerals through capillary action and cohesion tension mechanisms. Transport of organic substances. The stem also contains phloem, another vascular tissue responsible for the transport of organic compounds such as sugars and nutrients produced in the leaves through photosynthesis. These compounds are distributed to different parts of the plant, including the roots and developing flowers and fruits, and this process is called translocation. Other than the transport of water and mineral salts and organic compounds, the stem also helps in transport of growth regulators. Plant growth regulators such as hormones are synthesized in various parts of the plant. The stem helps to transport these growth regulators to different areas of the plant, influencing the growth processes like cell elongation, branching, and flowering. Another role of the stem is photosynthetic transport. During photosynthesis, leaves produce sugars and other organic compounds. These products of photosynthesis are known as photosynthets and are transported via the stem to areas of the plant where energy is needed for storage in roots and other structures. I welcome the next presenter.
I'm going to present to you the next topic, which is environmental factors and their significant role in affecting growth and development of plants. I'll start with the first one, which is light. Light is crucial for photosynthesis, and different plants have varying light requirements. Too much or too little light can impact plant growth. The second one is temperature. Increase in temperature affects the rate of photosynthesis and can influence plant growth and flowering. Extreme temperature can be terminal to plants. Also, decrease in temperature can lead to decrease in photosynthesis. The third one is water. Adequate water is essential for plants, but overwatering or underwatering can lead to stress and damage. Soil moisture levels are crucial in plants. The fourth one is soil quality. Soil composition, pH and nutrient content are critical. The right soil conditions ensure proper root development and nutrient uptake. The fifth one is air quality. Air pollutants such as smog and chemicals can harm plants. Proper air circulation is also important for transpiration. The sixth one is humidity. Some plants require specific humidity level. Low humidity can lead to water loss through transpiration. The seventh one is wind. Wind can affect plant structure and transpiration. Strong winds may cause damage or water loss. This leads to affecting transpiration. Soil erosion. Erosion can expose plant roots and impact stability. Plants help prevent soil erosion with their root system. The next one is pollinators. The presence of pollinators like bees and butterflies is essential for plants for reproduction. The next one
Okay, continuation on the same. Herbivores and pathogens. Herbivores and disease-causing organisms can damage plants. Natural and human-induced factors can influence their presence. Altitude. Altitude affects temperature and oxygen levels, which can limit the types of plants that can thrive at high elevations. Plants have evolved to adapt to their specific environmental conditions, and understanding these factors is crucial for successful gardening, agriculture, and conservation efforts.
Thank you, class, for watching the video. And in conclusion, these are the group members: Vigilance Charles, Mwende Josephine, Weche Mika, Deborah Mora, Nyakundi Clinton, Mutua Caroline, Monica Mongare, and Abigail Mukubi. Thank you.